You know, summer is a popular time to visit Europe. A great time to go there, from backpacking with friends to taking a scenic riverboat cruise with the whole family, and kind of cool for singles, too. A lot of exciting adventures await. I'm leaving now. Allison Umbrick is a travel expert and the author of The Mom's Guide to Traveling with Kids and Romantic Weekends in Europe. How do you have romantic weekends with your kids in Europe? Or is that two separate things?
Two separate
books. Oh, two separate things. You put a great book together with some great tips to get around there. Tell us a little bit about, you know, you hear these romantic things about people putting on a backpack and hitchhiking across Europe and all that. How was it back then versus the atmosphere that we're in right now? What do you recommend for is backpacking still cool?
Backpacking is still in, for sure. I mean, summer is one of the most popular times for people to go to Europe. It's filled with backpackers, but it's also filled with families and couples as well. I wrote this book because I lived in Switzerland for 2 years, and I had every guidebook imaginable. I scoured the internet all the time, and I just wanted to know what are the best places to stay, what are the best restaurants to go to, and what are the best things to do in each of the cities.
And it's all right there in the book.
Yeah.
All right. Right now, what are some of the hot spots, some of the really good deals if you want to go?
Yeah. So obviously one of the hot spots is London because the Olympics are coming up, and there are still deals to be found there. The other hot spot I would say is Italy. I have planned countless trips to Italy in the past couple years, and there's really deals to be found, I think, in every country. I mean, it just takes a little work and a little research, a little digging.
Well, it's funny when you mention kids and, you know, the whole thing, because I always think of going to Europe and how romantic it is. But actually taking children, can it be affordable? And what do you recommend for families if they want to see Europe?
It's definitely affordable. I mean, for families, I mean, there are definitely family-friendly accommodations in all the major cities. I would recommend take it slow. And pick a couple of spots to see and not overdo it. One of my tips is to not overplan your vacation to Europe, whether or not you're with kids or you're traveling by yourself. When I lived in Switzerland, I had some friends visit me, and they wanted to see Rome, Florence, Venice, Geneva, Paris, and they said, we have a week. And I said, you're crazy. Just, you can come back. It's not a once in a lifetime. I mean, come back, just plan correctly and take it slowly.
Quick question. Again, you go over there, it's a whole different lifestyle, and it all seems from the outside with the movies very romantic and nice. What about good places to stay? And let's talk about summertime and air conditioning.
Yes, not all hotels in Europe have air conditioning, so that is one key thing to check while you're looking for hotels. Because Europe is hot in the summer. Most of the places in Europe are hot. So, and when you're looking for hotels and you're looking for deals, I mean, I highly recommend using a travel agent that specializes in Europe, because you can go online or get a recommendation from a friend that has been there. That's always the best opportunity.
Okay, I like to usually get my own car. I know I got to drive on a whole different side of the road.
Yes.
So I got to ask you, really, because I like a stick. I love a stick. And if I'm driving on the wrong side of the road, is the shift going to be in the wrong place? What do you recommend for renting a car?
Okay, so if you can drive a stick, that is the default option when you're renting a car in Europe. When I lived there, I found that out the hard way. I rented a car, and we got there, and there were no automatics to be found. So my husband and I just figured it out based on a couple times driving before. But if you can't drive a stick, you must remember to reserve an automatic, and it's usually a lot more expensive.
But you're going to be happy in the long run.
Yes.
All right. Finally, what I really like to know is, I do want to go. I want to make this trip. What about airfares and European Airlines versus American Airlines? What's the best way to do it?
Yeah, well, there are some great low-cost airlines to take within Europe. Ryanair is one, and EasyJet is another. You can go to their websites. They travel within Europe, and you know, I also recommend train travel throughout Europe, but those airlines really allow low-cost travel within Europe. And then as far as getting over there, it's usually, there's not one airline that's better than the other. It's usually what time works the best
All
for
right,
you.
I know. Hey, I got to fly. Thank you so much for taking the time. I'm running out of time here.
Thank you.
If you'd like more information, go to WTNH.com, click on Connecticut Style, and you'll find out more of the cool ways to travel in a great way.